Season of Defiance launched with actually a bunch of decent weapon rolls, but one of them stands out the most to me as the best weapon we got this season, which is the Prodigal Return Special Grenade Launcher. In this video, I'm going to be going over a one-of-a-kind roll on this weapon, which has a pretty amazing synergy for GLs. In total, this weapon has a bunch of decent rolls, and it's 100% craftable as well, meaning you can go any route that you choose and can guarantee the god roll you want. I'm going to be going over all the potential rolls that you can get on this weapon, and the roll that I think you should be crafting, along with how to get some of the rolls if you don't know where to pick this weapon up yet. And then I'm also going to be comparing it to the best special GL we have, which is Salvager's Salvo. First and foremost, this is a Season of Defiance weapon, so as long as you've bought and have access to the season, you should be able to get this in the helm. The nice part is, if you go to the war table, you're going to see that in the upgrades section, you can gain access to two good upgrades. First is going to be the ability to focus any weapon through Defiant Weapon Focusing, which now allows you to spend Defiant Engrams to get the rolls for any weapon you choose. And then second is Deep Sight Decoding, which gives you one guaranteed red border frame each week, so this will eventually allow you to get 5 patterns to craft this weapon. To decode into the GL, it is going to cost you 4 Defiant Engrams, but you get these engrams after nearly everything you do in the game, so you should have a bunch saved up already, and if not, these drop like crazy, so spending 4 when you have like 100 isn't that bad. Moving on to the actual rolls for the weapon that you should be going for, starting with the third column perks, there's a bunch of decent options, but nothing that stands out in my opinion. For easier content, Thresh isn't awful, which is what I'm running. Each kill will earn you 1.5% of your super energy straight back. Field Prep is great for the increased ammo reserves, and with this, spamming the GL while crouched is actually pretty effective. I tend to have Field Prep rolls on wayframes whenever I can as an additional backup roll, because being able to spam shots while crouched actually helps kill yellow bars in harder content pretty quickly, which I have used effectively in previous contest mode raids. Lead from Gold is another solid option. I think this is the best perk overall, and will likely just use this on my crafted version. This will be great in double special builds and is perfect when using heavy ammo finders, so that you almost always have special to use, even when primarily using this weapon to add clear. And then lastly, Envious Assassin is on this weapon as well. I haven't messed around too much with Envious, but in most setups, this would end up being your main add clear weapon, so I don't think Envious would be the play, but if you end up running this with a primary or a machine gun that gets a lot of kills, it could be decent. Moving on to the final column, there is one main perk that makes this grenade launcher unique and honestly a meta option in my opinion, which is Voltshot. With this perk, after getting a kill and reloading, the next shot will apply jolts to the enemy that we hit. With Jolt, this is going to be attached to an enemy for 10 seconds, and anytime we deal enough damage to that enemy, a chain of lightning is going to be sent out, dealing additional damage to all nearby adds. This will also be dealing damage to the enemy it's attached to, and it has a 0.8 second cooldown, so we can trigger this chain lightning effect 12 total times just off one single application of Jolt, and then any kills in the meantime means we get Voltshot to proc again to repeat this cycle. This means Voltshot isn't just incredibly good for ad clear, but it also doubles as a way to deal additional chunks of damage to bosses and majors. Since breach loading grenade launchers also only have one shot in the mag, this means we will basically have Voltshot on every shot we shoot. And if that shot kills the ad that Jolt is applied to, this will instantly trigger the chain lightning detonation. If you guys aren't a fan of Voltshot for whatever reason, then Demolitionist is great for additional grenade regen on kill and is good for DPS rotations to bypass reloads. Then Rampage and Adrenaline Junkie are also solid for a boost in damage. That said, when you go to craft this weapon, assuming that you do build into Voltshot and mainly use the weapon for ad clear, then proximity nades are going to be your best bet. Voltshot will still apply even if you don't direct impact any enemies. This isn't like Chill Clip, so there is no risk running this. And then on top of that, proximity nades are going to allow you to get off shots quicker by not needing to hold and release each round, so your ad clear is effectively better. With this, I will also likely just use Quick Launch. This gives increased handling, which is great for swapping with GLs, and then Velocity, making it easier to hit targets on the move. So overall, the god roll is going to be shown on screen now. I don't have this fully craftable yet myself, but Quick Launch is, as I mentioned, used for the increased handling and velocity. Proximity nades are for better ad clear speed, since you can shoot and then instantly reload rather than holding and releasing. Plus, you aren't losing too much damage from not being able to impact enemies. Lead from Gold is then going to be my go-to. This is the only perk that I think is worth getting the enhanced version for, as you get 20% more special ammo. And then lastly, Voltshot is going to be the best best perk for ad clear and damage against tankier enemies. Compared to Salvager's Salvo, I think this weapon actually competes. Salvo with Chain Reaction and either Ambitious or Demo is going to be hard to beat, and I do tend to think that Chain Reaction is better than Voltshot. But really, the main difference between these two is going to be range. Voltshot is going to have a much further range, making it better for clearing red bars that are spread out, and then Chain Reaction is better for grouped enemies. I also think Voltshot is better against tanky enemies because Chain Reaction is really just an ad clearing perk, plus being able to get proximity nades makes this way easier to use. So overall, even though Salvos might be better in a lot of situations, I think having this offers a different way to play the game, which could be more effective in the right setting. Let me know what you guys think of Prodigal Return and the roles covered in the comments below, and also comment if there are any other weapons you're curious about or think are super good this season. I stream a bunch over on Twitch where we do lowmans and speedruns live. A link to that and my Discord server are both in the description below. Anyways, that's all for this video. As always, have a good one, guys. Peace.